Ajay, thank you very much, in fact, for giving us these details. And now we move forward as here's the Air Chief Marshal, AP Singh, on also giving out a statement of IAF S 400 shooting down the Pakistani jets. Let's now listen into this.
One of them, again, major airfield that was attacked. And here there's an F-16 hangar, which you can see here. And here, this is the photograph again from open source, from one of their earlier picture of the same hangar. And here, that hangar, which is one half of the hangar is gone. And I'm sure there were some aircraft inside which have got damaged there. So if I can just sum it up, what we were able to get there at least 2 command and control centers in like Murid and Chaklala that I have shown you one of the pictures. At least 6 radars, some of them big, some of them small. 2 SAGW system that is in Lahore and Okara. Then, of course, runway at Sargoda and Rahimia Khan. 3 hangars that we attacked. One was, of course, Sukur, the UAV hangar, the Bholari hangar of AWNC, and Jacobabad, the F-16 hangar. And we have indication of at least 1 AWNC in that AWC hangar and a few F-16s.
All right, I have my guest joining me live on the telecast on this special broadcast, of course, on how the Indian forces, armed forces, have busted the Pakistan's narrative. Major General Unch Mathur and Brigadier Sanjay Khanna joins me live on the telecast. I would like to start with, in fact, the dialogue with Brigadier Sanjay Khanna. Sir, appreciate you joining me live on the broadcast. Thank you very much. As we see these 2 separate statements that have come, giving out a full context of how the people of the nation and how, in fact, Pakistan was thumping its chest on the retaliation that India did also attack on them. We speak of the first statement of Army Chief on Operation Sindoor, while there is a complete statement on record that Raksha Mantri did give the clear indications, and the political clarity that was established by the government also helped the tri-services establish their response to the terrorist attack. Apart from that, it is also a big blow to the Pakistan establishment and the terror outfits at large that IAF S 400 has shot down 5 Pakistani fighter jets during the Operation Sindoor. Now, all of this is on record, and ever since also this was before on the record, Pakistan has been in complete denial mode. But this is a time when we see that the complete clarity on busting the narrative has come out. How do you react to this?
Thank you for inviting me to the show. Good morning to Colonel, to General Anuj, and to all your viewers. We'll go back a little, when this Pelgam massacre took place. That's the time the entire nation was very, very disturbed, as well as the Prime Minister also. And that is the time he decided that, like on the previous occasions, that was in 2016 when we had the surgical strike by the Special Forces and the infantry, and then the Balakot strikes where our aircrafts did the strike on the terrorist camps. So similarly, we wanted to retaliate, and in a couple of his speeches and rallies, he made it very categorical that the perpetrators of this heinous crime will be targeted and eliminated. And it was a clear message given to the terrorists as well as the Pakistani establishment. And he also mentioned that we will do it at our own choosing and at our own time. Once said that, the entire plan was brought into action, where the CCS met, the 3 army chiefs were there and the CDS were there, and the entire ambit was discussed as to how to go about it. That's the time the Prime Minister gave absolute freedom to the armed forces, that you can decide howsoever you want to carry out this response. And we are well aware that what we have done. In this, the Prime Minister had a rider that we shall not cross the international border or the line of control. And he did so, and he said so because he didn't want any kind of escalation. Because our target were the terrorists and not the Pakistani military establishment or the civil population. So, having said that, uh, Pakistan became aware that India is going to strike, and because of that, they themselves carry out deployments and redeployments on the line of control and the international border, as well as in hinterland in Pakistan. The air defense resources of the Pakistani army, which included the Chinese weapon systems, they were also redeployed, keeping view the threat perception from India. And the fighter aircrafts were carrying out continuous combat air patrol. Despite doing all this, we went ahead and struck them, like the Prime Minister had said, that at our place and time of choosing. We did that, and in that we destroyed their 9 terrorist camps. In that, Bhavalpur was there, Muridke was there, Salai Nala, Barnala, etc. And we were able to eliminate 100 odd terrorists. Uh, Now, it is the Pakistanis who should have understood that we are targeting only the terrorist camps. But to show to their own population, they retaliated. They retaliated by way of their missiles as well as the drone systems. And once they did that, that was the time that the Prime Minister said, now you can go ahead and you can target the Pakistani military establishment. And in that, it was decided that we shall be using the weapon systems at a standoff distance. So in that, drones were used, missiles were used, as well as the fighter aircrafts were used, but everybody was within our own Indian territory and airspace. And from there, standoff attacks was carried out. Like yesterday, it was very categorically brought out by the Air Chief Marshal that we had struck their aircraft at a distance of 300 kilometers. So that's huge. And without going inside Pakistan. So all this was carried out, and message was clearly made to the Pakistanis that we have made you redundant because we have destroyed your airfield, we've destroyed your command and control centers, radars, etc. And because of that, you would have seen that there was hardly any response from the Pakistanis. There was no aircraft flying in when the Balakot strikes had been carried out by our Air Force. That's the time Pakistani Air Force had scrambled the fighter jets, and they had engaged us. You are aware of that. One of our MiG 21 going down. So this time they were
Absolutely.
made absolutely redundant. Yeah, please.
But Brigadier Sanjay Khanna, of course, in fact, we have a complete context of the